Hi, Christina Michelle here, back with another video, and today I'm talking about the 5 stages of change when it comes to leaving the narcissist. And the stages of change is a model used in the counseling field, and I am a counselor as well as a life coach. And we use the stages of change to help identify and describe where a client is in the process to making a change. And these stages can apply to any change that you want to make, but I think that it's relevant to talk about in this context because a lot of times when you are thinking about leaving a narcissist or when you have left the relationship, you can wonder if you made the wrong decision or if you moved too quickly. A lot of head games the narcissist will play with you if you are not doing no contact right. And if you're not careful, then you will go back to the narcissist because you might not understand the big picture of where you were in the process of healing at the time that you decide to go back to him or her. So I want to give you some context as to where you might be right now. If you're out here trying to get educated and watching these videos, like you're on the right track. There's going to be times that you might doubt yourself, but let me show you these stages of change so that it will help you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm going to draw it for you. I was going to give you a finished version, but I think that it's more impactful if you see how it unfolds naturally as I draw it out, because that's how life is. Life unfolds naturally. So I'm going to show you how this comes together. This is going to be our whiteboard here. And if I need to, I will bring the camera closer. So we're going to start down here with you. All right, so this is you at the beginning of the relationship, and you're happy. You don't know that there's anything to even be worried about, and so we call this pre-contemplation. Now, pre-contemplation is when you are probably in the love bombing phase. So at this time, everything is good. You're happy. You are thinking that you found this amazing person. You're being love bombed. So that's what you're supposed to be thinking at this time. So technically you have not entered into the stages of change because you are not thinking about making a change. And that's what pre-contemplation is all about. I'm going to just bring the camera a little closer here. Bear with me as it refocuses. Hopefully it does that easily. Okay. So from the pre-contemplation stage, you're eventually going to enter into the stages of change at the first stage, which is contemplation. All right, so in contemplation, you're starting to wonder what the heck is going on because the narcissist mask is most likely starting to slip here. And you might notice some lies, catch him or her in some lies or inconsistencies in their stories. They may have been hiding important information in their background that you feel would have been something that they should be sharing with you at this point in your relationship, and they haven't. You might notice a lot of mood swings that they're having, just a lot of different things that are going on to make you wonder if maybe this is not the perfect relationship that you thought it was. And so you start thinking, I wonder if something is going on here. So let's see, I'll just go ahead and draw out the next phase here. All right, so from contemplation, you're going to move over here to preparation. Now, in the preparation stage, that's where you start doing things like watching videos and Googling the symptoms or signs of that something's wrong that you're seeing in your relationship. You're trying to figure out what's going on even more. You might be talking to your friends, talking to the narcissist, and in this preparation stage, you're gathering information to help you make an informed decision as to what you should do next. And the narcissist is very likely doing a lot of gaslighting, telling you that what you're seeing or what you're thinking isn't right, and might still be doing some future faking and telling you that you guys are going to, or that this is like something that is not permanent, that he's going to change and everything's going to go back to normal or whatever. There's a whole lot, but in this preparation phase, you have gotten to the point where you know that something is not right, but you're still probably not sure whether you need to leave the relationship or not. So I made preparation kind of big, and contemplation is going to be kind of big too, because a lot of times it takes a long time after you have been in the love bomb phase for a while. It takes a long time to figure out that something is not right, and then to do the legwork and discover what's going on. So we are in preparation for a while. Preparation moves over to action eventually. All right. So finally, you'll get to the point where you take action, and action is when you leave. You go no contact. You end the relationship. Now, the next stage is going to be, let's see here, maintenance. Okay, so you leave and you get to the point where now you're in the maintenance phase. And in the maintenance phase, you are staying no contact, hopefully. And what you need to be focusing on is therapy, getting better emotionally, getting stronger, practicing your self-care, and really incorporating spirituality into your healing. Working on your boundaries, working on developing and trusting your intuition. All of that stuff goes into the maintenance part. And the maintenance really is a long-term thing. That should be for the rest of your life. Now, I forgot to leave an opening here, but technically there should be a little window for you to leave the circle at some point in the maintenance phase, because you're not necessarily in the stages anymore. Once you've gone through this process and you have done the work to maintain, you would leave. I'll make that bigger. Okay, so maintenance is very important, but what happens a lot of times is maintenance is not kept up, and that eventually leads to relapse and recycle. So I made relapse and recycle a little, well, noticeably smaller than the other sections, because I want to give you the visual of, if you get to this point, that you don't stay here for very long. And the hope is that you would move quickly again through the stages. And So those are the 5 stages: contemplation, preparation, action, maintenance, relapse, and recycle. And this does not have to happen, but it will happen if the maintenance is not done. So I want to talk about this a little bit more here. Hopefully you can identify where you are in the process right now. And the maintenance phase, somewhere between the action and the maintenance phase, is usually where I see a lot of people start to question themselves, like I was talking about earlier, and they start thinking that they've done something wrong. It's also the biggest risk for the narcissist doing hoovering. So I'm going to write hoovering in between these 2 stages, because in the preparation phase you haven't done anything yet. You're just gathering information. When you get to the action stage and the narcissist knows that you know what's up and that you're serious about leaving, and you actually take that step, then you are open to being hoovered back into getting involved with the narcissist. So when you get to this stage, it is very important to maintain your boundaries. I'm going to write some things in here that are really important. Boundaries, spirituality. Even if you're not necessarily a religious person, doing some spiritual practices can really help you to maintain in the maintenance phase. Even just practicing some mindfulness and doing some breathing exercises, doing yoga or stretching, something, getting out into nature, something that connects you to your higher power and to your inner being, to who you really are at the essence and at the core of you. And that's going to help you to stay on track. So boundaries and spirituality here. What else did I say? Oh, no contact. Maintaining no contact is huge here, because after a while, you might think that you can let your guards down just a little bit. And especially if the narcissist is still hoovering you, still trying to contact you, you might think that you've gotten strong enough to have a conversation, or maybe just meet for lunch or dinner, or you might even get lonely at some point. And I'm going to do another video on this, because nobody really likes to talk about if you are not maintaining no contact and you accidentally slip up and end up, talking to or seeing the narcissist again. A lot of times there's a lot of guilt and shame and embarrassment around that, but there doesn't need to be. As you can see, there's stages to this, and it's not always linear. So you can spend a long time in contemplation and go to preparation and move back to contemplation. You can also do the same thing and prepare and go into action and slide back, to contemplation. So whatever this looks like for you, it's okay. I just want you to have a big picture of where you're going. The light at the end of the tunnel is here. It's getting to this place and leaving the cycle. So the last thing I want to say is preparation is very important here, and that's where you're doing the videos. You're reading, researching, and talking about what's happening. Talking to friends, doing whatever you have to do to get all the information you need, and I'm going to say setting intentions here is important too. And your intentions are going to be to have a healthy relationship. And if you can hold that intention as you go throughout this process and do this work, then it's going to help you to stay focused, because you're going to be able to line up. Well, my intention is for a healthy relationship, And what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing, everything that happens is contradicting what I really want. And if you don't hold the intention for healthy, then you can start to rationalize things that are happening and saying, okay, well, it's not that bad. It's not that it's not healthy. Every relationship has its problems. Nobody's perfect. And you're going to keep trying to strive for what was happening down here in the love bomb phase when everything was great. So you want to hold your intentions for healthy relationship there. And doing the work in the preparation phase is so important, because if you try to go from contemplation straight to action, you don't have any foundation here. There's nothing, there's no, it's going to be hard to hold that resolve because you haven't done the work to solidify why you're doing what you're doing. And so I'll see somebody, just go, well, I'm just going to cut him off and I'm just going to leave and I'm done and I'm out because I deserve better and all of this stuff. And then they leave and, within 2-3 days, they're right back in the relationship because they haven't gotten educated and they haven't really taken the time to prepare and to understand what's going on. So those are the stages of change. And I hope that this is helpful to you. I would love to hear your feedback. I'd like to know if you can identify where you are in these stages and what is helping you to move from one stage to the next. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. And if you are interested in a consultation with me for coaching or hypnotherapy, then you can go to my website, empressmentality.com, and just click on the contact page and you can schedule a consultation with me and I can share with you, well, first hear more about your situation and then share with you how coaching might be a good fit to help you to get to healing. So that's about it. I'm going to end it there. I hope this has been helpful. As you can see, I'm not an art major, but you get the point. And until the next time, I will talk to you later. Bye. Drop a comment, send me an email. You can get in touch with me at the contact information in my video. And if you are interested in a consultation to find out what coaching and hypnotherapy can do to help you in your healing process, please reach out to me. You can get on my calendar at empressmentality.com/contact. So I do charge for consultations, but the cost of the consultation will go towards the investment price of working with me if you do decide to do that. So it's a win-win situation, and I'll stop right here. Have a good rest of your day or night, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon.